lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a full face of TroubleMaker makeup, and I am so excited to play with this because TroubleMaker is a brand that I've been really intrigued by lately. I've tried a few of the products and I'm so far very impressed. So I'm very excited to give this a go. There's like maybe 3 products that is not in the collection that I will need to use today, which is a brow gel. I'm just going to quickly use this from Essence for my brows. They didn't actually have the eyeshadow primer in when I had went in at Superdrug, so I'm just going to use this collection one. And I do have a pressed powder from TroubleMaker, but for the full face of setting it, I'm going to try this setting powder from Beauty Creations. I got this in TK Maxx for £5, so I will try that. But everything else is TroubleMaker. Okay, so brow gel is now done. Now, as you can see, I did get rid of the tails of my brows. I used to actually really enjoy doing that and then being able to draw in on a shape of brow that I would prefer, but I'm kind of regretting the choice, so I'm going to just let them grow back. Yeah, I think I made the wrong choice this time. Don't think I like it as much as what I used to like doing that with, so we live and learn, okay? We live and learn. And actually, I think I might actually choose their concealer as an eyeshadow base, because I think that's maybe a better idea actually. So it may actually just be the brow gel and the setting powder that I actually use that's not TroubleMaker today, yay! Let's go into it. Okay, I will show you first what products I have already tried out. That way you know what ones are actually first impressions. So I have tried out this setting spray and I do really enjoy it. I have used the pressed powder and I do actually enjoy that as well. I have used this cushion foundation. I really love this. Relatively new still to my collection, but I really enjoy it. This Genius Grip primer, love it. I have used this highlighter before. Still not too sure what I think of that highlighter, to be honest. This blush I have used, really love that. I have used their Ditto concealer and I love it. And I have used the eyeshadow palette and I really enjoyed it. So I will now show you the products that I am yet to try from them. And the only reason that I didn't buy like new products of like a new shade of blush or say their loose setting powder or that is mostly because I just didn't feel like I needed it. Obviously I've got a cheek when I just ended up buying this setting powder from TK Maxx, but I was curious on that one. I'm curious on the one from TroubleMaker, but I do have a pressed powder from them, so I was like, well, I'll just use that. I didn't get brow gel from them because the brow gel that they have just doesn't look like the kind of brow gel that I would use personally. I didn't get a different eyeshadow palette because honestly I've got too many eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and this palette is actually the one that I like the look of the most from them. What else? I don't think there is anything else. So yeah. But I'm really excited to give everything else that I've bought a go today. So let's start. I got the TroubleMaker Peculiar Peptide in shade Raspberry Jelly. I I think this is meant to be a lip balm, not too sure, but I think it's lip balm. I got this lip liner from them. This is called the Overdo It liner, and it's in shade Redacted. To try, I got this brow pencil. It's the Define Anarchy in the shade Soft Black. Their TroubleMaker Dinky Brightening Concealer. I got this in a shade, I think I got this in the shade Moonwalker. In fact, I've got the same shade, yeah, Moonwalker, because this is that shade. The cushion foundation is in the shade Little Chef, which I did get in the 2 other foundations that I got from them as well, because I know that shade works for me, which is amazing. But I'm really excited to try that concealer because I really loved their Ditto concealer, so high hopes. I've got their Rascal bronzer in the shade Outlaw. The Make Space blurring primer. I'm really excited to give that a go. Hopefully it blurs my pores. Their Curl Fury Curling Mascara. I'm really excited to see if their mascaras are any good. Not fully hopeful because of the wand. I don't personally think that one's going to work for my lashes. My lashes are very, very awkward and hard to deal with, okay? So I'm not too sure. I got their Juno Full Coverage Foundation and Concealer in the shade Little Chef, as I said. And I got their Joy Multi-Use Foundation Stick, again in Little Chef. So I'm probably going to do one side with the Juno foundation and one side the multi-use stick, purely so we can get an idea of what they both look like on the skin. Brows first, especially when I've got rid of the tails. But lately I've been accidentally doing like my brows and in my eyes, and then I go to put my bronzer on my forehead and I accidentally rub the brows off. So we're going to do the base today first. I think that's the most wise decision. And with this primer and see if it's any good. I'm really, really hoping that it is because my pores need help. Now, it does feel quite oily for a blurring primer. It does feel very oil based. I don't know if you would really like it if you had oily skin personally, because I feel like it's actually even too oily even for my skin, and I'm oily. I'm not oily, sorry, I'm dry skin. But it almost feels a mix between silicone oil sort of feel. That's the only way I can describe this. I'm not mad at it personally because, as I said, I've got very dry skin. But I feel like if you've got oily skin, this maybe isn't a great primer for yourself because of how oily it is. And that's me shaking it. So I don't think it's because it's not been shook well. I don't personally think it is pore blurring. That's frustrating, that's disappointing. Okay, I've given it a few minutes. It doesn't seem to be soaking into the skin. It's very oily. I don't know if you can see that on the finger, but it does have quite a bit of oil in it. I think if it didn't have oil in it, it probably would have actually been good at blurring your pores, but I just something tells me there's a lot of oil in this, and I like it. It's hydrating, but it doesn't do what it says. It doesn't blur, but that's okay. Foundations here, so let's do this side with the Juno foundation and this side with the stick. So we'll start off with the stick, mostly just so we can see what it looks like for both. I think I'm curious, what is the coverage like for the stick foundation? I've heard mixed reviews on it. A few people say that it doesn't really have coverage. I've heard people saying that it's got really good coverage. So yeah, I'm very, very curious. It looks like in person. Oh, that's very nice. It's not like, it's definitely not full coverage. I can definitely tell you that. It's not full coverage at all. I wonder if it's buildable at least on the cheek area for me. Everywhere else I'm quite happy with the coverage, but my cheeks need a little bit more help than that because I do suffer really bad redness. My skin is very sensitive. So let's see if we can build the coverage up around the cheek area. I like it around the nose, but I don't know if it's because of that primer. I don't know, I don't think this foundation agrees with how oily that primer is. So next time I use it, I think I'll try it with their gripping primer and see how it does with that, because it might work better with the gripping primer. But I do like that. I think that's quite nice, very skin-like, great skin match as well, so I'm happy with that. That is a win. Now for the Juno foundation, let's see how this is. Now some people say it's dead thick and very high coverage. That may be too much. So I'm just going to add that amount just now. And if I need a little bit extra, then I'll go in with a little bit extra. But it's not very full coverage on my skin personally, so I'm going to do a second layer on the cheeks. On the forehead it's enough coverage for me, but again my cheeks need a little bit more help lately. I am 30 now, so I'm aging, guys. My skin isn't what it used to be. Yeah, that is amazing. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so second layer, sorry, definitely buildable in coverage. It's not straight off the bat full coverage on me. I have seen some people that's used it that it is full coverage straight on the bat with them, but it's not for me personally, which is fine. I actually like the fact that I get to build it up rather than it just being like straight on. Again, with this one it's very skin-like as well. Overall, both of the foundations are actually really good, so that is a second winner. I do really like that. And the good thing is with TroubleMaker makeup is they're so inexpensive, they're so cheap. Honestly, I don't get how they can actually sell their makeup as cheap as what they do, because it's really affordable. It's crazy affordable. Now let's try their concealer. I'm very excited for this because, as I said, I did really like the Ditto concealer. I really enjoyed that, so I've got high hopes for this. Okay. Straight off the bat, it's a lot more of a thinner formula than the Ditto concealer. Not that the Ditto concealer is particularly heavy, but it's just a lot more heavier than this. This is very light, very lightweight indeed. You cannot feel it at all. You can't even tell that you've put product there. Coverage wise, I'm relatively actually quite happy with that coverage from just one layer of this concealer. Yeah, I really like this as well. It's not cakey under the eyes either. This is another one, guys. Okay, we have had several. TroubleMaker, where were you years ago when my skin was non-wrinkly? Because your products would have looked even better on my skin when I was younger. No, in all seriousness, wow. Speechless. Looks amazing, and I'm really happy with that coverage. Yeah, it's a winner so far, guys. It is a winner so far. Like, everything so far is just looking amazing on me. Okay, so need to set the under eyes. So set the under eyes with the pressed powder from them, which is the Bad Press setting powder. This is in the shade Translucent. This is where I want to really see how this concealer looks when it's been set. Oh, a little bit of creasing already under the eyes. Let me just remove that. Absolutely fine. My eyes do crease a lot, so, and it's not just TroubleMaker that it does it with. My under eyes crease badly with any concealer, high-end, drugstore, every type. Say anything negative of that. It does actually look quite decent considering under that eye's dry and flaky, so I'm quite pleased. Yeah, it looks brilliant even after setting it with powder, so I'm really, really, really happy right now. But let's see what it looks like when I set the full face. So I'm just going to go off camera just now, quickly set my face with this loose powder, and I will be back. Okay, so that is that set. I don't mind how it looks. My skin is very dry though, so I mean, it's not the product's fault. My skin is quite dry. Right, we need to use the bronzer and then the blush and highlighter. Unfortunately, I don't have any cream products today, which I feel naked without my cream products, but all is good. All is good. So we're going to go in with this bronzer. Now, if this is anything like their blush, it's going to be super pigmented. I'm going to dab some on the back of my hand because I remember when I used their blush, it was really pigmented, and yeah, that's too much still. But it's fine. We'll work on it. We'll blend, blend, blend. So very nicely. It was crazy pigmented. Now let's see up close. That is beautiful. That is another win for me, guys. I love that. Oh my gosh. I'm just loving everything so far. Now let's use the bouncy blush. This is the shade Rebound Red. I know I already love this, and it's so pigmented, it's crazy. You need the smallest amount ever because it's so pigmented. I mean, look at that. It's not like, you can build it up to be super red on your cheeks, but I like it like this. I think this is a nice muted red tone, but you could definitely build this blush up to be as vibrant as what your preference is. I just don't like my blushes being really out there, so this is like perfect for me. I don't know if I'm vibing with the highlighter. I don't think it gives me like that bling that I personally love with a highlighter, so I'm still kind of getting to know this highlighter, guys. I don't think it is a bad highlighter at all. I just personally think, for me, it's not as... I take it back. I take it back, guys, okay? It is as blinding as what I like it. No, do you know what I remember now, actually? It's not the fact that it's not blinding enough. I don't like the shade. That's what it is. Remember now. I have really went the wrong choice of highlighter shade for me personally. I don't like how gold this is. Now, when I seen it, I thought, okay, it's most likely going to be like a beautiful champagne highlighter. It's straight up just gold on me. Because my skin tone, I've got olive tone skin, okay, so yeah, you would think, in theory, with me having yellow undertones, that this would be a really good shout for highlight for me. It's just too gold for me. I don't like a highlighter that is straight up yellow. It's just a yellow gold. I don't, that shade isn't, it's not massively for me personally. I do think I should actually get like another of their highlighters but in a different shade, because it is nice. I do like it, it's blending, it's just not the shade that I use personally, so nothing wrong with the product at all. Now let's set the base in place with the setting spray. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not super impressed with the mist on this, but I do like the product. The product's good. The mist isn't the best, but the product is good. I do like the actual setting spray itself. Do the brows. I'm dreading the brows. I'm regretting my choices of what I have done with my brows, but you know, we live and learn, guys. That's how you learn to know that you no longer like doing that. So yeah, the brow pencil is very fine. And it's a great shade for me. Okay, let's test this out. One thing I'm liking so far is it doesn't feel super waxy. You'll get some brow pencils that feel really waxy, which can make it a little difficult to be as precise as what you'd like, because yeah, they're great for, you know, filling your brows in, but they're a lot more work when it comes to the front of the brows, because I like the front of the brows looking a little bit more natural. New favourite brow pencils, I'm not gonna lie. Brilliant shade match for me personally. It's my brow shade. My hair is naturally dark, guys, okay? My hair is black brown, but it's more black than it has got any brown in it naturally. So there is that. My brows are naturally quite dark. Dark brown doesn't work for me on brows, okay? I've got some dark brown pencils in my collection. It's not the right undertone. My brows are a black undertone. They need a soft black pencil, okay? So yes, they may look a little dark to yourself. I just dropped my setting spray. They may look a little dark to yourself, but it is actually the perfect shade for my brows. So this is a winner again. So far there has been nothing that I don't like. That's very rare, because usually there is something that I'm not going to like. Yes, I don't like the shade of that highlighter, but it's not the product, it's the shade. Okay, I like the product, I just chose the wrong shade. That's on me, not the brand. But I'm impressed that so far, I don't dislike anything. I personally do think I'm going to dislike the mascara though, but that's okay. I don't need to like everything. Hopefully I like everything, but I don't need to like everything. It would be nice though if I did like everything. I could use the red. But what shimmer would I use with the red? I could use that one. Okay. The answer has been chosen. I'm going to try the red. This is definitely a shade that I don't typically use on the eyes, but we're doing it. probably have to blend it out either with the orange or the pink. Kind of thinking blending out with the orange. I didn't get an eyeliner actually from the brand either because I've got too many eyeliners in my collection. Like, I mean, to be fair, I'm an absolute joke because I just done a big declutter and I'm going out buying new makeup. I'm also an absolute joke considering I've got too many foundations and everything else. But yeah, I've went out and bought it, so I've got a bit of cheek. I should have just bought an eyeliner then from the stupidity logic that I've just said there. What a stupid thing to say, Sarah. Okay, to blend it out even further, I'm going to actually use some of the translucent powder. That's actually a good tip for you guys. If ever you're struggling to blend a shade out, me personally, I struggle blending oranges and reds, hence why I don't actually use these colours that often, because I can't be bothered trying to get these shades blended out. Not that this palette is difficult to blend, but I'm just terrible at blending these types of shades out. Yeah, if you want like an absolute seamless blend of eyeshadow, go over it with a translucent powder. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. You'll thank me. Yes, baby, look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. I mean, this is more like a tauper shade, but I mean, I accept. Mascara time, and I'm really not hopeful for this. I think this is going to ruin my whole vibe here. I think it's going to ruin the whole vibe at how much I love the TroubleMaker makeup, but we'll see. Is that watery? That is, yeah, I don't like this. It's done nothing. It's not even lifted my lashes up remotely. And if it did, it's literally been for like a second. I'll need to wait for that to dry so that I can flake it off. Yeah, as suspected, I really don't like the mascara. But do you know, one thing out of everything, I'll accept that. Now the lip liner isn't going to match the lip balm. But it's fine. I'm not gonna lie though, that is a lip shade I like. I wonder if they do any lip products that are actually that shade, because that's actually kind of nice. Right, and then this, which is definitely not going to work with this lip liner, but it's fine. Okay, it does work. It does work with it actually, okay. I didn't think it would, but it does. I'm not going to lie, the smell of that alone is, it's a winner. The smell of that smells so good. That feels nice. Yeah, if you tried TroubleMaker, I'm curious. What did you think? Because I think that the brand is just amazing. Apart from the mascara, but I mean, brands, it's like every single brand out there. There's going to be hits and there's going to be misses. Unfortunately, they don't do great mascaras. In my personal opinion, from my lashes, at least. Maybe for other people it would work, but for me personally, it doesn't work on my lashes because my lashes are stubborn. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, every brand has hits or misses. Okay, there's going to be things that you love, there's going to be things from brands that you're going to hate. Me personally, it's the mascara that I hate from TroubleMaker. But considering everything else that I've used, I've loved, I think that's a win for me, because I mean, it's literally one product that I don't like. It's one item out of a full face. We can't complain about that, guys. Look at it, like, it's beautiful. Is that up close? Yeah, so yeah, I have got texture, guys. I've got spot, well, adult acne. Yeah, good pores all over there, fine lines. I like to be honest with you guys. My skin isn't perfect, okay? Yeah, I really do like TroubleMaker makeup. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye!